Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to tell you about a brave lady named Ellie who I met a few years ago in Kansas. This is her story. One Tuesday morning back in 1973, she opened up her local newspaper to read about a U.S. Supreme Court decision that shocked her, outraged her, and saddened her. She questioned how a small group of unelected judges could reach such a tragic and illegitimate decision in the name of constitutional rights. That case was the fateful Roe v. Wade decision that mandated abortion on demand throughout all 50 states for all 9 months of pregnancy. In response to the court's ruling, Ellie rushed out to the nearest abortion clinic, expecting other outraged Kansans to already be there. Ellie found herself alone. No one else was there. It seemed that the Supreme Court in far-off Washington had imposed its radical decision on Ellie and an entire nation without anyone noticing, few caring, and no one responding about the lives of the unborn. But as history does report, that seemingly deafening silence didn't stay that way. Soon Ellie was joined by others, many others, and contrary to the expectations of the elite lawyers on the Supreme Court, their decision did not short-circuit or end the debate over abortion. Rather, over the following years, it ignited the debate. And while the court still stubbornly clings to the ruling, science has exposed its folly. Legal scholars recognize its defects, and most important, public opinion from the young to the old has passed them by. And today, an overwhelming majority of Americans oppose an overwhelming percentage of all abortions. Today, the Supreme Court may be tempted to repeat that same mistake. They may be emboldened to impose again a so-called 50-state solution on the entire nation. By radically attempting to redefine marriage for Ellie and the entire country, by invalidating centuries of marriage laws, and by silencing the more than 50 million Americans, that's 50 million Americans who have voted to protect marriage as between one man and one woman, this court would once again be repeating their arrogant mistake of misreading both the American public and our American Constitution. But unlike 1973, I believe that Americans are already beginning to engage on this issue. This time, Ellie will not be alone. And if this Supreme Court attempts to shred again another foundational aspect of our society, there will be a strong, quick, and ferocious response. For a small group of lawyers should not impose the redefinition of marriage on every single American state, every single American citizen, every single American family, and every single American church and synagogue. Therefore, I implore this court to learn from the Roe v. Wade mistake, do its job, read and obey the Constitution, and correctly affirm that Ellie and the citizens of every one of our United States are free to affirm or restore marriage as the union of one man and one woman. I yield back.